So then, Croatia have played more football than anybody else going into this final, and then some. As we mentioned before, they played a whole match, pretty much more than France, obviously going into extra time against Denmark, Russia and England. Denmark, Russia going to pens. That Mandzukic goal seeing them through to the final.
Yes, they're knackered.
Yes, but
they're walking. Well, they look not bad after the Denmark 120 minutes plus penalties, but after the Russia 120 penalties, there was like bodies lying around, and Subasic was injured, the goalkeeper. Vasaliko, the fullback, was injured. Both made the game. They've shoveled another 100.
Goal scorer Mandzukic, he was hobbling around, wasn't he, at the end of the last game?
You made the point tactically that they worked it today, so they didn't have to run around.
That wasn't whenever you're working the game tactically, you're hoping that you can close people down without them to do quite so much running, so the game's not quite so open. And I thought the coach did that well. He left his two wide players up front.
So can you do that against France?
I think he would. Yeah, I think he can still stick with the shape. He can still cause them problems by switching the play because Matuidi wants to be narrow. Griezmann won't play wide, so that's their out ball. They switch a play to Vasaliko, and they get tight in midfield. I think they can do the same job. It's going to be more difficult for them because they're going to be playing against better players. They're playing against Mbappe, who's got great pace to come in off the touchline. I mean, Giroud, I thought, was terrible in the last game, so he needs to play better for France to cause the two centre-backs, Vida and Lovren, problems. But I think they can still put in a very good performance.
But if Perisic wants to play, if Croatia and Perisic in particular want to take as many risks as they did today, and you know, with leaving Trippier to go forward sometimes, left him to go on to the fullback and hope that it would break down and you could fire it out there and he would get at them. He's going to leave Strinic one-on-one potentially with Mbappe, so they may have to just alter the risks that they take within the game. I don't think they'll change the shape. I don't think if the personnel are there, they'll do anything differently. They might juggle it a little bit within the game, which is what is the right thing to do, and is what England didn't do in this game. But it's going to be fascinating for them. Yes, they're going to be tired, but Jesus, if you can't get yourself ready for the World Cup final and have some energy, then you never will. So I think they'll be ready.
It's going to be a totally different test, obviously, with Mbappe and his pace. You have to have a plan for him at the very least. And then Paul Pogba, who I think has grown during the course of this tournament. France have a passer coming out to midfield. We also saw France do a very good job against very good wingers playing for Belgium. They at times sat a little bit more. Maybe that will allow the likes of Modric and Rakitic to maybe get on the ball a little bit more than they expected, or they expect to in a World Cup final. You do that at your peril. I think this is very finely poised, and so it should be in a World Cup final.
It's going to extra time, isn't it?
Of course, that's how Croatia like it.
Absolutely.
They like it to go to extra time because that's where
they'll score an own goal in the 90th minute. So, come on, we'll have more of this. So France to win?
Yeah, I think France win this.
Yeah?
Yeah, Pogba against Modric, a great battle, but Pogba to come out on top.